Hi everyone, I'm Ready Legal. This is Learn to Play TEW 2020 with ECW. This is episode 6, Hardcore TV. Today, we're going to book our first show. So it's now Thursday, week 1, December 97. Our first TV show is tomorrow. So we've got to make sure that we're prepared, we've got everything in place before tomorrow. Okay, last thing you want to do is start your first TV show and then realise, I haven't got enough people on my roster. That can happen when you've just started out your own company and you decide to set up a TV show straight away on Tuesday, week 1, and then you don't have any wrestlers. Now we do, so we're not going to be in that position. We've got an email, well, we've got a few emails. Samu bid ends. He signed with WWF. Well, oh no, it's Samu. I was thinking Sabu. Why was I thinking Sabu? Okay, I mean it's disappointing not to get him, but I was thinking that was Sabu then, and I was right. Okay, and the rest are whatever. Okay. Kid Cash has also been hired by Omega. So is Michael Hayes. Okay. We have some decisions. This blue one down here. All these people are agreeing to sign to us. They weren't all wrestlers, were they? Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and complete all signings. So, Jacques Rougeau, I doubt we're going to get. Dave Taylor, yes, we should. And Sabu, yes, we should. But we need to wait on those. Hopefully they'll come through tomorrow. I've skipped to Friday, the day of our show, and we have an email or two, and we have some decisions. I just want to mention quickly as well that I've put in a few offers off camera just for some jobbers. No, nothing special, just a few more jobbers to increase the turnaround of matches that we can have on our TV show. Okay, just a few offers being made for people we're after or we've shortlisted, being made by other companies. Get rid of those decisions. Dave Taylor. Yeah, we'll take him, but I just want to have a quick look at what it was. 9 months, whatever is needed. So, okay, brilliant. Complete the signing. Still waiting on these people. Jacques Rougeau, very unlikely. Sabu, we're definitely hoping for. And yeah, I put in offers for these guys as well, just as jobbers. Ron Killings, I'm thinking about making the guy that we're going to push to be a future world champion. Now, he's very young. I think he's 25. But I might just go against all my ethos and just push him as quick as possible, just to show you, A, that it can be done, and B, how it's done. I mean, let's hope, I might end up eating my words if it doesn't work out, but I'm thinking about it. At the moment, I've only given him a jobber contract, so that's 3 months, but we'll see. Let's book Hardcore TV. You get this screen initially. I'm sure if you've got the game, you've already seen it. It tells you where it's booked an arena for you or a venue. We'll probably change that. I don't know. We'll have a look. Just click on that to get rid of it. We'll go to backstage incidents, seeing as there is a couple. Let's hope these aren't bad news. I'm expecting some, to be honest. Here we go. Bob Orton Jr. got into a heated argument with a fan outside the arena. Had to be restrained. Blah, blah, blah. So we've got to decide what to do with him. Now, at the moment, I'm not going to do much because we're just getting into the save. I'm going to give him a stern warning. Had a small positive impact on him. Well, that's good news. He's happy at the decision. Michael Hayes and Terry Funk. Michael Hayes was brought before the wrestlers' court, accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up, annoying everyone else. The judge, Terry Funk, found him guilty and sentenced him to clean it up, then buy drinks for everyone after the show. Michael Hayes has the gloomy personality and is currently happy. Small positive impact on Michael Hayes. Kid Cash and Terry Funk. This is probably another wrestler's court then. Kid Cash was brought before the wrestler's court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab on the shared rental car. The judge, Terry Funk, found him guilty and sentenced him to pay full costs and reimburse his travel partners. Kid Cash has the egomaniac personality and is currently happy. Small positive impact. Okay, they could have been worse, so we'll get rid of that. Absent workers. People we can't use. Just Pitbull 1 is out injured. But he is available for non-wrestling roles, so we can put him in angles if we wanted to. Okay, let's have a look at the venues. Now, we're expected to get 358. I like to maximise my revenue. You can play how you want. You might have a venue that you always want to use as a particular company. I'm not familiar with ECW. They may have had a venue they used all the time. You know, they may have done a studio. I don't know how they did their stuff. But in terms of playing the game, I just want to look at the new. I guess that's New Jersey South Jersey Sports Academy. So that holds 300. So we're expecting 358. So I want something a little bit more than that. So I'm going to go to the search, and I want a minimum of 400. But I don't want to get stupidly high, ridiculous size venues. Let's see if there's anything between 400 and 700. Right, so we've got. Oh, by the way, of course, we're in the tri-state. We could go elsewhere. Because our highest pop is tri-state. That's where we're going to get the biggest attendance. So we've got the New Jersey Richard J. Cooley Arena, number 2, which has a capacity of 500, and the New York Carrier Theatre, which has a capacity of 463. Now, this one is going to cost us slightly less, okay? But we're still going to get more than, well, we should, if we're going to sell out, or sorry, if we're going to get the maximum here, 358, we're maximising our revenue, and it's only costing us a little bit more. It shouldn't make a difference. Well, we should still benefit, I should say. If we were hiring out a venue that hosted 1,000 people and it was going to cost us, I don't know, $900, then it wouldn't benefit us. But this should be just about right. So select this venue. We could pick the best option, but we know what one it's going to give us. And we could go to a generic venue, which it doesn't give you a venue. It just says it's a generic venue. I think it roughly gives you something that's roughly around this sort of figure. I don't know. I've never really experimented with that. But for kind of realism's sake and, maximising our revenue, we'll go for that one. So select this venue. It's up there, New York Carrier Theatre. Then we get into booking. Now, booking analysis, we'd be penalised because we have less than 3 matches aimed at different aims. So we know we need those. If we need reminding, we can just check our product here. And the first thing I like to do when I'm booking a show, I like to book the tag team matches, especially when you're running a company where the tag team wrestlers are also singles wrestlers. Because what I did in the past, or what I have done in the past, is booked a load of singles matches, come to book the tag team matches, and then find that all my tag team wrestlers were already booked in singles matches, and I'm without a tag team match. In an ideal world, I book 2 to 3 tag team matches, but we're only an hour long, so I'll probably only book 1 tag team match, possibly 2. It's going to depend how we go. And just to remind ourselves, we'll go to add a match here. Go to this little notepad where I made the notes. So for TV, 45 minutes wrestling time, 60 minutes total. So I still haven't done these defaults, have I? That's a bit annoying. Okay, must remember to do those. So tag team, click anywhere here whilst there's not a wrestler there, or just click on the verses. And we'll go up here where it says singles view, click on that, it gives us our tag teams. Now again, in an ideal world, you want singles versus face. We only have we have 2 face teams actually. So let's check out who they were. That was Hardcore Chair Swinging Freaks and the Gangstanators. I'm going to have the Gangstanators take on. Now, it doesn't have to be another tag team. We could have them beat 2 heel jobbers. Now, we are running low on jobbers. So, if you right click, I left click there. If you right click on these, it'll give you just the unimportant. So, we can do that. We've got 4 jobbers and at least 2 a heel. So, I mean, we could. It's probably best to check if they're already in a tag team. So if you click on their picture, go to personal info, because until I get used to the roster, I'm not going to know. So it's got to be Brackus, Jason Knight. Now, was he in a tag team? If he was, we'll have to rethink it. No, he's not. So it will be between those 2. And I think we're going to give New Jack the win because we want him to get a little bit more pop because he's winning the TV title at our pay-per-view. Because there's two jobbers on there, I don't really want the match going over 10 minutes. I don't think it has too much of an effect at a company of this size, but I still try to get into the habit of having matches a maximum of 10 minutes when I've got jobbers on there. So we'll go 7 minutes. That's 9 minutes total. That obviously takes into account the time the wrestlers take to get to the ring and celebrate or whatever and get out of the ring. Click on Road Agent's notes or just this little box here. We want the victory to be New Jack. And we're going to have this one as our wild brawl, actually. Why not? So that's one of our three. I won't have an open match. Open match is both teams would get an equal amount of sort of offensive action, but because two of them are jobbers, I want this to sort of be a not quite a domination from New Jack and Cronus, but yeah, I'm not gonna give the other team much offensive really. I mean, you know how wrestling works. They probably have a little bit just to create a little bit of peril for the face team, but generally it's our face team taking charge here. We'll script it. We'll go decisive win, and then we'll close that and we'll go book segment. Now again, here's where I could book another tag team match. I think I might end up doing another one. In fact, let's just do it. Let's just do it, and we can judge kind of where we are with time, and if next week we have to adjust it slightly and just have the one, we'll just have the one. So, click on here again. If it's going to work, I can actually hear my laptop spinning. So it's obviously a bit slower. Click on Teams again, and this time we want to click on Exclude Already Booked down here, so it'll take away the people we're using. I'm going to give... who's not on our pay-per-view? In tag team action, at least. Sabu and Rob Van Dam. No, we'll leave those for the moment. Let's have Doug Furnace and Phil LaFon. We could have them take on the other two, provided they're not in tag teams. I think Chris Chetty might be, isn't he? Whoops, didn't want popularity. Personal info. No, he's not. Okay, I don't think the Blue Meanie is either. Again, until I get used to the roster, I'm not really going to remember who's in tag teams and who's not. So, okay, Doug Furnace and Phil LaFon will get the win here. Again, this will be a short match. Could make it even shorter than that. We'll have this one going a little bit longer, actually. Just a minute longer. We'll give the win to Phil LaFon. We'll have this one as an open match, just to be a little bit different. Script it. And I'm going to have him cheat. I don't always do it. And I particularly don't always do it when people are facing heels. When people are facing jobbers. But again, just something different for the fans. They're heels, so they're going to win by cheating. And then book that. Now we go on to our singles match, or first singles match. And I always like to have my open as usually a squash match actually, but we've used all of our jobbers, so okay. Right, recognisable. Well, we want to start pushing Al Snow. So he's a heel. He needs to take on a face. We're lacking faces down here. Barry Horowitz. Brought him in, didn't I? Okay, we'll have this one go for a little bit longer. Let's have this one. Actually, no, we won't. Really got to remember, I'm not used to booking just 45 minutes wrestling time, so I need to be careful with my match times here. Let's go down to 9 minutes. By the way, here is if you want to change people on the announce desk. This will just give me the announcers because it's by role. But if we go by all, it will give me everyone on the roster. So if you wanted to have a wrestler on the announce desk, you can do that. Same with referees, same with road agents. If you want to book a title match, use this. You could have 2 or 3 titles in one match. Going to give Al Snow the win. Open, yeah, we'll have it as an open match. They're both recognisable. Open match. Let's have this one as probably taking a risk, but as our hardcore match, and then the other one will have a storytelling. Now we move on to angles. So who haven't we used that we should? Well, most of our major stars. I flick over and have a look at our storylines. I'm going to have Bam Bam Bigelow and Shane Douglas in an angle. And what I'm going to do is, let's have Billy Graham, who's our interviewer, microphone, interviewing Shane Douglas. Did I say Shane Douglas? Yeah, of course I did. Interviewing Shane Douglas. And then Bam Bam Bigelow is going to appear and sort of cut his own promo. And I normally just type a little thing in here. I don't go over the top. I'm not the most creative player anyway. But I'll just put a note, Billy Graham, and I won't say Billy every time. Once we've established who he is, interviews Douglas. I probably should put Shane Douglas for the first time, but it doesn't really matter. No one's going to see it, apart from you guys watching. Billy Graham interviews Douglas. Promo on Bigelow. Bigelow appears and cuts own promo. And we've got 15 minutes. So that's 3 5-minute angles, or, just cut 1 or 2 short. So we've got to remember as well, the guys that are on handshake deals, we are paying them, even if they're in angles. So we don't want too many people in our angles. We should probably address Chris Candido, Jerry Lynn. Chris Candido and Jerry Lynn. Now, Jerry Lynn is well known. Chris Candido is recognisable. Jerry Lynn, Chris Candido. Let's have Jerry Lynn. Chris Candido. And what we're just going to do is we're going to put Chris Candido down as fighting. Because these two aren't very big stars, we're going to have this quite short. Otherwise you get a penalty. It'll say something like Chris Candido. There wasn't enough star power for Chris Candido to fight for this long, or something like that. 2 minutes should be okay, although I haven't really experimented with many angles like this with small companies. Lynn, self promo. So he's not particularly talking about anyone, he's just cutting a self promo. Attacked by Chris Candido. Book segment. And so we've got 4 more. No, we've got 9 more minutes. I'm having a nightmare. 9 more minutes. So we'll have, to save paying more people, let's have a pre-match promo between Dave Taylor and the Sandman. So it's kind of like Dave Taylor, the Sandman, over this because the Sandman's going to be off screen. By the way, worth noting, if you have angles where people are, everyone's set at overness or menace or sex appeal or star quality, you'll get penalised for having angles. I think it's longer than 4 minutes, and that's because nothing's happening. If you've got an angle with someone based on overness, what are they doing on screen? They're just standing there, right? And they're only getting a pop because of who it is. But imagine just sitting, watching someone on TV, just standing there doing nothing. It's not going to be very interesting, is it? So, if you're going to have anything over 4 minutes, you want to be using things like fighting, microphone, entertainment, selling. You know, things that are acting, things that mean people are doing something rather than just standing there. That goes for menace as well. He's just a guy looking menacing. So we'll have pre-match interview from Dave Taylor against Sandman. We'll have this as 4 minutes as well. And then I think what we'll do is we'll have I'm going to be using let's have, what other personalities have we got? We've literally still only got Paul Heyman and Billy Graham. Okay, well, we'll use Paul Heyman. That's us, so we shouldn't actually be spending money on that. So that's our first show booked. So the opening tag team match, this was pre-show. So, yeah, we know who won it. I'm not going to read all this out. 41 rating, not too shabby. 2 jobbers are in there as well. We've got to remember we're a small company. We're not going to be getting 60s, 70s, 80s ratings. Someone had their gimmick changed. Michael Hayes. Initial rating of great. Scott Armstrong, adequate. Okay, and he gets losses don't hurt his momentum as much. Okay. Segment rating 55, very good. That should give us a pretty decent score for our first show. 49, and that increased our popularity in 8 regions. So anywhere where this show was seen, on TV or live, that increased. Pleased with our first show. And we got 332 people, so not quite the 358, but it was also above the 300 that default venue gave us. So we made a little bit more money than the game would have given us initially. A couple of emails. Nelson Velu hired by BCW. Jack Rougeau bid ends. We didn't expect to get him, did we? Gone to WWF. Brian Knobs hired by the WWF. Hardcore TV viewing figures. 0.01. 10,740 people watched it. I didn't expect much. You know, our coverage is tiny and very small, and it's in 2 regions. I didn't expect much. As long as the popularity is going up, that's all you can really ask for. That's the end of episode 6. Hope you've enjoyed it. Finally got our first show out the way. Things will start to get going a bit now. We'll just be sort of booking shows now, growing the company. I'll be showing you a few other little bits here and there. Hopefully I'll be getting some questions to answer for you. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.